Welcome to YouTube.com featuring Robin Hoodie Radio, featuring this month in review for music I enjoyed. I still don't know what I'm calling this. It's my monthly videos though. First off, Captain America, go see the new Avengers movie. It's incredible. I already want to see it again. Wow, it was good, so be sure to check that out ASAP if you haven't already. It is May, the best month, my birth month. Let's get into this. Jazz Appreciation Month just ended. I know it's sad, so may I suggest some good jazz for you to listen to. Slide Hampton, World of Trombones. It is awesome, and trombones are jazz's greatest asset, so check that stuff out. Now on to vinyls I actually purchased this month. I'll start off with the jazz ones. I wasn't expecting to purchase anything this month, but I sold some records to a record shop, and then I made an ill-advised decision to purchase some off eBay. And it turns out the eBay person, I figure she's just like an older lady who didn't know how to work eBay, so her listings were just the generic listings eBay created for her. So I got a not super amazing condition on the outside, famous Carnegie Hall Jazz Concert, Benny Goodman Volume 2. I wanted Volume 2. I overpaid for it. I found a cheaper copy when I went to the record store a few days after purchasing to sell records to them, which that didn't even cross my mind that they might have a copy. So yeah, as you can see, it's got a tear right there, which was not in the photo. Record itself is in fine condition, but yeah, it came in a terrible sleeve, and side is kind of in bad shape. But I mean, it's alright. I'll keep it for the time being. And then I also purchased, I thought it was a 10-inch. It was, again, probably just the generic listing that popped up, and it's Duke Plays Ellington. It's not a 10-inch. It's 12-inch, which I'm super disappointed about. But I mean, I got this for super cheap, and it's in fine condition. Like it's very good condition, I'd say, for its age. But I mean, it's still not the 10-inch I wanted. But I'll keep this probably as well, just because it was so cheap, and it sounds great. I love the music on here. It's just like solo piano, so I love that. And then the album, though, I got 3 albums from the record store with the records I sold, but then 2 of them were just because these were the family records that I was getting rid of, because we have a family record collection for our family record player, which was the first record player we owned outside of my brother. Was the first one to get a record player in our family from a yard sale. Then we had our own yard sale and used that money to get a record player for our family, and it's just the basic Audio-Technica LP whatever player. But so I sold some of those records, so I got one for my brother, got one for the family, and then I got this one for myself, and it is Joan Baez Joan Baez. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I feel like I've been pronouncing it wrong. And it's a Vanguard first pressing, and it's in great condition. And the record store had tons of copies of this. This record was super huge back in the day. For folk, she was huge in the scene. Voices sometimes can be kind of old-fashioned and almost unpleasant, but also at times they can just be very pretty and awesome. And this was the one record that was on my want list. They also had the other record I had known, and I have that one saved on my Spotify, is Very Early Joan from the 80s. But this one was on my want list, and it was an original pressing from the 60s, 61. So I believe 61, maybe it was 62. Either way, so I decided to get this one instead of the other, and I like it, and it's cool, and she's cool. So yeah, those are the records I got. On to the music, other music I enjoyed, or rather last month, now that it's May, last month with April. Started off with probably my most listened to song this month, which I discovered near the end of last month, and then just played it a ton this month, so I really didn't play it at all last month. It's on repeat a ton. It's on my current moods playlist, which I'll link down below as always. It is Only Love Can Break Your Heart, not the original version, but the Saint Etienne cover of it from Fox Bass Alpha. And let me tell you, a good resource to find music from, which is how I found this song, and the next band I'm going to mention to you is Amoeba Records in Hollywood, California area. It's a huge record store, pretty well known just because it's in LA and it's like probably the biggest LA record store, and it's been around for a while. I don't know a ton of the history of it, but I do know that a lot of the record people on YouTube do post about them going there often. Anyways, they have a great series on the YouTube channel, which you subscribe to the YouTube channel just so you can watch this series, which is What's in My Bag, where they bring in bands and or just other types, celebrity peoples, and they come in and talk about music they're purchasing from Amoeba and why they like it and stuff. And it's super cool, and you can find some great new music from there, or just even the bands that come in, you may not have known of them, such as this band I'm going to mention right now, which is Kristen Control. That's Kristen with a K and then Control with a K. And it's their album Excommunicate, which I listened to a lot, or a fair amount rather, this past month. And she was actually an artist featured on What's in My Bag. I watched a ton of those last month. And she also was the one who introduced me to the Saint Etienne song. I know of Saint Etienne, I've listened to their most recent album some, but I did not know their older discography, so kind of got into that, and Only Love Can Break Your Heart. It's just such a jammer. So that was awesome. Kristen Control, she's got a really cool, almost like late 90s techno sound, but interesting voice, and I just really like it. So if you like kind of electronic music and weirdly faith worded songs, but music is enjoyable enough, and I don't feel like the lyrics themselves are terrible enough that I don't enjoy it. I feel like some of the lyrics are actually even good, but then some of them are just like weirdly based around faith, but then it's not like a faith album, so it's interesting. So check it out if you're interested. Another one, artist I found when I was looking for Kristen Control, I just typed in Kristen, and the first one that popped up under Kristen was Kristen, or one of them was Kristen Andreasen, and she's a cool like modern folk, old style folk, but mixture artist. She's got some cool stuff. I really liked the album cover of Gondolier, which is her most recent album, so I of course listened to that and ended up really liking it. Favorite song on there, maybe the boat song Gondolier, the first one. She's got some good stuff. She also has a popular song, Crayola Doesn't Make a Color for Your Eyes, off her album Kiss Me Hello, and Crayola Doesn't Make a Color for Your Eyes is really cool song. It was like a children's hit for a while, which is interesting, but I guess like I can see how it would be. But she's not a children's artist, and that album wasn't a children's album, but that's how that went. So that was good. Listened to some United by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, which is an album I still really want on vinyl, but I've yet to find in person and have yet to purchase it online. But sometime that will join my collection. Vampire Weekend released new songs this month, and their new album's coming out super soon, so super stoked for that. Greatness this month was that my favorite Greyhaven song, they did a new version of it, which is less slow, and it's not like the first original song is probably some of my favorite Greyhaven song, but I love that they reimagined it, and I love the reimagining. I think it doesn't detract from the original. It's just another way to listen to the original, and that is Far Kingdom reimagined by the Greyhavens, and it's awesome, and highly, highly recommend you check that out. And then Flurry Music and Tommy Prophet back at it creating music, and they made a whole album, Gloria Regali, which is they're asked to do a song for I guess a trailer for Game of Thrones. They have never seen Game of Thrones, but they got like the idea of it, and that's kind of cinematic style music they like to create. So they did that, and they're just like, why not make a whole album based around that sound? So they did, and that result is Gloria Regali, which released last month, and it is such a fantastic album. Highly recommend you check it out. Favorite song like flat out is probably Onward and Upward, because that's just one of my favorite phrases, and I feel like the song is just so well put together. And then another one which just has a really cool vibe to it is Midnight Oil, and that's probably my second favorite song off the album. But the whole album in general is just full of absolute amazing songs, so definitely check that one out. If you gotta check any out for you, if you're into that kind of style of music, definitely check this one out. And then Creep is a song by Radiohead, and I think it's like one of the best songs I've heard covered, because there are so many just amazing covers of it. And another one released this month which was, or last month, which was Wild Eyes releasing their cover of Creep, and it is on point. So if you like Creep and covers of Creep, check that one out by Wild Eyes. And then one which I will probably get more into this month, but just started getting into at the end of last month, is the Jane album, Zenaka, which is just some cool electronic stuff. I dig her vibe recently, so I knew about it like before. I'd saved it when it first came out, I believe, and now I'm just now getting back to it and kind of diving into it, so I feel like I'll really enjoy that song this month, so it's another one you should check out. And then last but certainly not least is the Black Keys. I believe they're coming out with a new album soon. I don't exactly know what their state is, but getting back into some of their old discography, and specifically the song Little Black Submarine, I really enjoyed this month. Just really rediscovering that song and just how amazing that song is. So if you have not heard that song, it's been a while since you've listened to that song, now would be a great time to jump back into that song because it is so very good, and I would highly recommend you check that out. And one more thing, which I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, so we're quick now. Last thing is that at the beginning, I forgot to mention that I stopped by Goodwill and picked up a few music items. So I got, this was a sealed copy when I purchased it, of course, since unsealed it, is Relient K, Two Lefts Don't Make a Right, the awesome yellow cover, Relient K album, and then 2 cassettes. So I got Went to My Sauce, Standard Time Volume 2, Intimacy Calling. This is real cool, love Went to My Sauce. And last but not least is the Mamas and the Papas, the collection, which I absolutely love. I've been meaning to get into the Mamas and Papas music, and so this has really helped me because it's just a collection of some of the greatest hits. And on this one, I really like, outside of California Dream, which is the one like I know from them, Dancing in the Streets is really cool. So Mamas and the Papas, if you don't know them, there's a cool Spotify playlist. Spotify just has playlists of like some artists where it's just like a collection of their supposed great songs, so that's cool. That's it for this video. That's for last month. That's what I was listening to. Hopefully I'll get some new good listens in this month, but I can tell you right now that I am uncertain of my future situations, so you may or may not get a video next month. If I can find the time, I will do it, but I have a feeling that I may not be able to find the time because some craziness will be happening. So we'll see, but I'll see you when I see you. You have a great May, and listen to some great music, and Robin Hoodie out. I'll see you when I see you.